I'm Texas women's basketball coach Gail Gestencourse, and you're watching Big12Sports.com.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent, joined this week by my co-host Sean Dory.
Wendell, we're in the middle of the Big 12 basketball stretch run. Baseball and softball are just getting cranked up. And yet we begin this week's show with some highly anticipated football news.
Yes, hallelujah. The Big 12 football schedule for 2012 has finally been announced. The conference made that announcement on Tuesday. There are two games of particular interest we want to point out. The annual Red River rivalry game between Texas and Oklahoma is scheduled for October 13th. And it appears likely that TCU will visit Texas on Thanksgiving night. Right now, that TCU-Texas game is scheduled for Saturday, November 24th. Now, the Big 12's television partners have until July 1 to tweak the schedule, so there still could be some changes. Now, we'll keep you posted about any changes on Big12Sports.com, and in the near future, we'll have a video that highlights the week-by-week Big 12 schedule for the upcoming season.
It's nice to have that schedule out. I know lives can return to normal now. Weddings and reunions can be scheduled, and the office phone might get a much-needed break. Speaking of breaks in the college athletics world are becoming a thing of the past. This past summer, some of the Big 12 standouts in basketball got a chance to travel the world and play the game they love. Here with a feature on their experiences is William Draper.
Basketball has become a year-round sport. For student athletes in the Big 12, summer isn't about vacations or spending time at the beach. It often involves international play or foreign tours. Missouri's Kim English and Marcus Denman both benefited from trying out for Team USA.
Got to spend a lot of time talking with Shaka Smart, Brad Stevens, and just picking their brain. And the competition was great, playing with those guys, preparing them to get ready to go over to China. Didn't work out the way I wanted to, didn't make the team, but it was still a great experience.
Us with getting a new coach, I feel I got to adjust to being coached from a new staff early, and I feel that was something that I really learned.
English and Denman were not selected to the team, but English used that motivation to improve his game, while Denman also is using the lessons he learned over the summer.
When I came back, I really I really didn't drill myself crazy before heading out there, but I really did. Once I got back and once kind of got the slap in the face of not making the team, I really focused on my ball handling and just my footwork and really just being fundamentally sound.
Just being able to learn pace with the ball in my hands, using pick and roll situations and spacing on the floor, understanding where everyone is. I felt there was something that I learned a lot about and I've implemented into my game and able to be a leader out there on the floor.
Baylor's Brittany Griner positioned herself for a place on the 2012 U.S. Olympic team while playing for Team USA in Europe. At the same time, teammate ODYSSEY Sims was in China winning a gold medal for USA basketball in the Women's World University Games.
Playing stronger, going up against girls my size, I really couldn't get away with, standing up to post up. I had to actually get low, butt in the gut, like they always scream at us in the post and post up hard. I learned that overseas a lot.
It was exciting. Never been there before. That was my first experience. So to go overseas and win the gold medal, and then be able to stand across the line with other 11 players, it was fun.
It's not all about basketball. The opportunity to travel abroad is something that many Big 12 basketball players get to experience for the first time.
I'm used to seeing concrete, and it's like vegetation and all this. The food was delicious. I actually had real pizza. I don't even want an American pizza anymore. It was the best.
Thanks, William, for that feature. Now, Wendell, it's time for your world-famous shout-outs. But before you get started, I have a shout-out of my own. Last Friday was Wendell's birthday, and we failed to mention that on the show last week. So from everyone here at the Big 12 Report, happy birthday, Wendell.
Oh, geez, thanks so much for remembering it. I'm only 38. All right, let's get on to the shout-outs now. And for my first shout-out, last Wednesday I was in Waco for the Kansas-Baylor game. At halftime, the baseball team was recognized, and Bears coach Steve Smith entertained the crowd with a special dunking exhibition.
You know, we do a lot, like most programs, do a lot of promotions and a lot of things that involve half-court shots and, you know, things like that. And I brought up the idea of what about using one of those mini tramps and me possibly dunking a ball instead of shooting it from half-court. You know, I'm gonna give it my best shot, and actually I'll give it my best 3 shots if necessary, because this is baseball and we get 3 strikes.
Well, as you can see, Smith did need a little help from a mini trampoline now, and also Smith practiced a few times in private, and he did have some problems, but when the pressure was on, he got it done on his first try. Now, maybe it was the RG3 Superman socks. Unfortunately for Coach Smith, this will not make our weekly dunk reel. For my second shout out, I want to applaud the Kansas Athletic Student Athlete Advisory Committee. For the 7th consecutive year, it staged J-Rock, a variety show featuring KU student athletes. The proceeds from the show benefit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Lawrence. And this year, over $1,000 were raised by the on-campus event. The rowing team raised the most money and also won for Best Act, which was based on the Super Mario Brothers video game. The football team and the women's tennis team also finished in the top 3. One item on my bucket list is to play golf at Pebble Beach. Shout out number 3 goes to Oklahoma coach Bob Stoops, who not only got to play one of the world's greatest golf courses, he proved that he's got game. Stoops and former OU golfer Hunter Haas finished 4th in the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am over the weekend. They combined to shoot a 62 Sunday. Now, Stoops claims to be a 14 handicapper, but he nearly aced the 17th hole at Pebble.
The good news, Wendell, I got my clubs in the back of the car. We can head to Pebble right now. Let me close the show and we'll head that way. For Phil Mickelson, Wendell Barnhouse, I'm Sean Dory. Thanks for joining us this week on the Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. You can stay up with all things Big 12 at big12sports.com or join the conversation on our Facebook or Twitter pages. Thanks and have a great week.